Well, it was a tough game. Obviously enjoyed it being the playoffs, but wish could have played a little bit better today. But overall, a lot to grow from, a lot to learn from, and then we'll be able to do a lot this off season and grow from this and learn from it.
Can you attribute anything? Your first two passes, you guys are aggressive. You looked at they were Troy. After that, it seemed like more of a struggle.
Well, we just didn't have the ball a whole lot after that, so just was kind of a strange game. We got in a good rhythm early, got the ball immediately, went down and scored, and then felt like the ball was tough to get the rest of the time. But it wasn't like we were giving up a lot of points and they were scoring a lot. It's just for whatever reason, time of possession was different today, and we also didn't do a great job of converting those long third downs that we needed to convert.
We'll apologize if you address this. It's easy, these games are easier in hindsight. They get really burned on that fake punt. Really opens up for you guys. If you get a 4th and 7 at 39, was there even talk about, hey, maybe just keep pushing, with that aggression, pedal to the metal, and the punt, it flips the field, but it could have gone either way on that.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm on the field, so we didn't do a good job of gaining more yards to put us in a spot to have a decision there probably. So 4th and long there, out of field goal range, we pinned it back pretty good.
Well, Coach said one of the things you guys can do better is getting playoff games at home, meaning winning the division. How far off do you think this team is from being able in that spot to host a playoff game?
I mean, that's obviously what everybody's trying to do. So I think it's, I don't know. I haven't been in the league enough to know how far off we are. I just know we've competed against some really good teams this year. So, next year is going to be a new year. And, we just got to go out there and compete like we did this year.
What's your learning takeaway, I guess, for a first? Everything's been a first as you progressed and stacked up good things and learning things. What's you win or you learn? What do you learn from something like this?
Well, I think the biggest thing is it's, we can make all the hype we want about playoff football, but it's just another game. It's just another, AFC game. And so, I think in the future it's just you treat it like another game, like it's the next one on your schedule, and you go out there and you play, and then there's nothing different. There's no, special thing because it's a playoff. It's just a football game. So that's encouraging to know, and we'll handle it differently next time, hopefully.
Well, can you take us back to the first drive and that third down connection to Corbin, and then finally hitting the deep one to Troy in the pros?
Yeah, so it was just a good little zone beater. We had working windows with the in cut, and Cortland made a big time catch, and that was a big time start for us on third down. And Troy and I, we've been saving that for the playoffs.
When the time of possession is like that, lopsided like that, I mean, as an offense, do you get out of a rhythm? Do you feel like you just never could get in a rhythm after that first series?
Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like. It's over there, whenever you're not in the game running plays, you can get out of a rhythm. But that's our job, to get back in there and have a few plays that gets us back in rhythm, and we got to do better of that next time.
Apologies if you've been asked this already, but how proud are you of the guys in the locker room for what you did this year, and then how do you let this fuel you moving forward to the 25?
I'm really proud of those guys. We've overcome a lot. We've not really been counted in many games. We've just kind of been that team that's continued to battle, not really talked about, just kind of felt like everybody thought we were just there, and we were just another team. But to make the playoffs was a special moment for this crew. It's something to build off of, and it's definitely not something that we're gonna it's not our goal just to win the regular season, just to make it to the playoffs. So our goals are changing, and I'm excited to be around the Broncos at this time.
Well, you said that everything was a first for you. We know how different your first offseason will be compared to just trying to get drafted and learn. So what's your approach? How much time are you going to spend in Denver? How are you going to approach the whole offseason now that you made it through the year?
Well, I'm gonna attack it. We got a lot of building and learning and growing to do. So that's what I'm very excited about. I think off season, off time is not my favorite because of the vacation, but off time is my favorite because it's time to get better, and it's time to work on my craft, to work on the things that I got to work on, so that I can be better for our team and that we don't get stuck in this position next year. And there's certain things that I can contribute to this team more, and that's what I got to find and focus on this offseason. So I'll play it by ear. We'll get a good plan together. I'll make sure that I'm working when I got to work, and also taking the time that I haven't had. So it's going to be a good off season, and I'm excited for it and looking forward to it.
Bill, how satisfied are you with your rookie season now that's come to an end?
Well, the simple answer is we didn't win a Super Bowl, so there's a lot to learn from, a lot to grow from. But the cliche good answer would be, we had a winning season. We made it to the playoff. We did something that we haven't done in a while. We competed hard against teams that are really good, and we just kind of proved to ourselves that we belong in some of these games. But the job's you play this game to reach the highest level, and so I don't want to be complacent, and I don't want to ever be just comfortable and satisfied and happy with just something that looks good on the outside. You play this game to win, and everybody's working for a Super Bowl, and we owe that to ourselves because of the time we put into it. And unfortunately, only one team can do that at the end of the year. So every 31 teams are going home disappointed. But it's a lot to grow from, a lot to build from. I'm excited where we are. Like I said, I'm excited to be here at this time because there's our trajectory is going up, and I'm excited for it. A lot of things we have out in front of us, a lot to look forward to, which I'm pumped about.
Do you have any sense of what it would take to beat teams like Baltimore and Buffalo?
Well, after feeling like we played all of them, we definitely have to score more than 7 points in these tough games. We went to Baltimore and only scored 10, scored 7 here today. Got to finish at Kansas City. So there's certain things where it all comes down to execution and scoring more points. And our defense played well in all the games. We just got to somehow find ways to, score and keep momentum and keep it on our side. And it's also tough. Eventually you go on the road, and all 3 games I just named were on the road. So we got to go and get key road victories. So that's what it's going to take in the future. But like I said, it's easier said than done. Only one team a year does it. So that's what we're working towards.
I just don't know if we'll have a chance to get you again. But was your rookie year what you thought it would be, more or less?
It was, that's a great question. It was more than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be, in a strange way, like, you go to a new level, you get to the NFL, and, I expected it to be tough, but I was pleased at how, at the end of the day, it's just football. They got 11 guys, I got 11 guys. We compete to go get first downs and score points, and, it's a new system, and you're learning, but you pick it up quick because we're all professionals, and that's just kind of what we do. That's our job. So I was pleased at the turnover. I was pleased at the the transition. I thought everybody that had my back throughout the process did a great job of developing me, getting me ready to go. My teammates accepted me, and it makes it easy for me to jump in and just know my role and play. But I know that the big jump from your first year to your second year is huge, and it's all about if you go back to work with the same mindset, what got me here, and I got to continue to do that so that I can continue to grow as a player.
Well, throughout so much of your career, you would have a new coordinator and maybe your play caller year over year, which is sort of your eagerness to know that when you get started in this thing come the spring, like there's going to be some real familiarity.
Yeah, well, that's huge, and to be honest, I don't know what it's like. So we're gonna go into it and have some fun with it, grow our offense. I know that each offense that does well and has success year after year after year, they adapt and they change and they kind of mold to what you got. So things won't be exactly the same. But it's just the same familiarity that I have, and that's going to be, good and fun. I'm looking forward to it. Just kind of a chance to catch my breath and reset and get back to work, which I can't wait for.
Look, obviously, a disappointing finish to the season. Tip our hats to Buffalo. The things we felt we needed to do on the road to win, we didn't do nearly well enough. Time of possession was heavily tilted in their favor. We struggled consistently whether it was third downs or running the football, and then, we never really had an answer to stop their running game. So when you play in a game like that, you're not rushing the passer nearly as much as you've been accustomed to, and so now it's run, play action. I thought we struggled on first down defense. Offensively, I thought we struggled on third down. Kicking game, I thought we lost that field position battle. So, look, it starts with me, and it's always a tough pill to swallow, especially when it's a postseason game. I'm proud of the fight, and there's a lot of disappointed guys in that locker room. At halftime, I was comfortable with where things were. You're on the road, and we played pretty good red zone defense, forced field goals. But the second half, we just didn't play well enough. Any questions?
Sean, just the fourth down touchdown, pass from touchdown. Do you think that was a completion, or what is your take on that?
I saw what you saw. I mean, it went to New York, and so I saw the same feed on the big screen, so it's hard to tell.
What was your take on the Brandon Jones penalty, which kind of gave additional yards on that drive?
Look, I'll look back on it all and evaluate the game. We talked about you have to have poise in these moments. It's a short game, it's one game, and so we weren't good enough in all three phases, and we didn't coach well enough, and I say that we felt pretty confident coming into this game relative to what we thought we could do, and yet we weren't able to do it.
Why were they so effective running the ball?
Look, we'll take a look at the film, but obviously, whether it was the fits inside or the support, we'll have to, that's a broad-based question because they ran a lot of different runs, and so I'm sure there's a lot of different reasons.
Coach, how do you feel Bowden's performed in his first playoff game and really embraced the moment?
Yeah, look, he hung in there. He battled. There's some third downs I'm sure he'll want back, some plays he'll want back. It's pretty tough to play that position when the opponent's rushing the ball the way they are and you're not having the consistency. We felt like, man, we had this happens a lot where you have a real good run game plan and you don't get to near hardly any of it. Even that last series, when it's still a 2-score game, there's been a lot of times from my experience where, hey, you got to stick to the run, and we run it, and here we are, 3rd and 7, and we didn't execute well enough, and it's frustrating.
Sean, that fake punt pass to Mims
Yeah.
really opens them up. Do you wish you might have gone for it after that next sequence when they get punted from the 39 and push it back?
Yeah, the down and distance on the next sequence, though, analytically was not in favor of doing it. What that play did is basically put them on the half-yard line. And so there we go. And now we've got to be able to it flips the field. And but unfortunately we couldn't hold them down there.
Was the game in their run game, back to their run game?
Yeah.
Did you think the tone of that game was going to be like that in the first quarter?
I felt like, look, one of the strengths of their team, it starts internally with the QB, with their runner, and those are some of their best players. And so, look, if you're playing us and you're trying to stay out of those third downs where they did a very effective job at that. And now, did I think they would run the ball that effectively? No. But it wasn't surprising because I think it's really, and it's a credit to Joe, Sean, and Aaron and those guys. They've done a really good job in the last year of focusing on their run game and then partnering it with the skill set that Josh has. So I was more surprised at the effectiveness of it.
Does a game like this, Coach, show kind of some of the ground you still need to cover to beat a team like this? Or is it just an element of a vacuum today you just didn't play?
I think, look, I think you're constantly evaluating where you're at, where we need to go. You know, my mind's always thinking about what we still need, maybe what's missing, and yeah, I mean, I think all of that you take into account.
The touchdown that was after replay, needing the touchdown, did that deflate your guys moving forward after that?
I don't think it deflated our guys. It's a big play. It was 4th down, I believe, right? So, no, I mean, I think you're battling. It was still fairly early. It wasn't, took a minute. I don't know that there was a great angle. It was hard for me to see a great angle. I don't know what the TV copy looked like, but look, we got beat today, and it's always especially in the postseason, that's always a bitter pill to swallow, and yet it'll go down, and then it's got to fuel you and light a fire in the direction we need to go. And look, one of the things we learned early on is we got to find a way to play these games at home. That's another thing that's important.
Sean, just what went into the decision to have Dak make time of day today?
Just running style with what we felt like we were going to do running-wise. Now, you wouldn't know it because I don't know how many handoffs we even had in the game. But we felt like for this game that was something we wanted to do.
Sean, kind of about what fuels you. Looking back, knowing your salary cap situation, you kept talking about how young the team was. You got a rookie QB. That's tough after a loss, but can you look at the positives and get excited about building on all the positives that happened this year in the 10 win?
Yeah, look, there's a time for that, but yeah. I'm not finished. We get out of that cap problem. Now, that cap we have available, everyone has available. So it's not like our dollar's stronger than everyone else's. So we have to have a good offseason. I'm sorry.
We saw you and McDermott talking after the game for quite some time. Obviously,
I've known him for a long time. Sean cut his teeth under the late Jim Johnson at the Eagles. Jim was a tremendous coach. Steve Spagnuolo, Ron Rivera, those guys all worked. And that was under Andy's staff, and I was at the Giants. So I can't tell you how many games, 4 years, 8 games, playoff games. And then down the road, I end up at some point with the Saints, and I think he's at the Eagles, then Carolina. And so I've known him for a long time. I think he's a tremendous coach. I would consider him a good friend, and he's done a good job with this team.
You said when they're getting chunk yards like that, eating clock like that, does it change your offensive game plan? Because
Well, you're constantly, as a play caller on offense, and vice versa, you have to pay attention to what's going on the other side of the ball. And so early in that game, as you're paying attention to it, it's look, you're wanting to be aggressive, but as that game unfolded in the second half, then it begins to impact how you can call a game. So that's hard.
Yeah, they had a good execution, a good plan with running the ball, and we understood that coming into the game. They did a great job of, honing in all to get on the run game from the front to James. he's a good running back, obviously. So a lot of credit goes to him.
I think, Sean was just saying it's harder to rush a guy like Allen because he is so big and mobile.
Mhm.
Did that affect how you guys could cover and your ability to?
I mean, we understood what was going. Obviously, he keeps plays alive by his feet, and we understood that it was key to play the second act of the play and plaster on receivers. But I feel like there's plays out there to be made. We just ain't make them at the end of the day, especially in playoff football. We just got to make plays at the end of the day. But, we just learn from it and correct it for next year.
What can you build on from this run to the playoffs? Even though Thursday was a tough day, not the way you want to end your year. We build on a lot. Now we know, it's not a good feeling being on the opposite side. So we got a lot to look forward to. We learn from it. But a lot goes in to what we've been able to accomplish this year. Winning 10 games, that's a huge mark for this organization and this franchise. So, we just build, all the guys collectively as a group, we know what we need to do better. So this time around, we won't have this feeling again. But, at the end of the day, I'm proud of this team.
One of the things the coach just said was we need to learn how to play playoff games at home to get to that point of winning the division. How far off do you think you guys are from that?
We're not that far off. Like I said, in order to establish that greatness, we got to do it consistently. And I think we got the right tools to do that, win consistently at a high level. So, this season everybody had us not that high, not even having us making the playoffs. So to reach this point, it means something, but obviously we know we're a much better team than what we put out there. So, we just got to learn from it, build on it, and get back better next year.
Did you have any sort of view on the touchdown that was reviewed in the back of the end zone?
When they reviewed it, I thought it was out, but it was a great play, great catch at the end of the day. Not much could be said on that. So.
What was your interaction with Vaughn pregame, postgame?
It was great. Vaughn, that's my guy. When I came in to Broncos Faithful, he really brought me in and taught me the ways, taught me the ropes, this and that. He was one of the best vets I've had over the span of my career. So, it was good chatting up with him, good seeing him. Obviously I wish him nothing but the best and success moving forward.
I know the game just finished, but you just said a minute ago, you guys know what you need to do to get better. What comes to the front of your mind?
Just winning at a high level, executing a plan, and just even when we have our lows, knowing how to win through adversity, and not allowing that to sort of affect our play, and sort of understanding how to finish in a way. So I think that's what's key. Obviously stuff like that happens with a young team, but obviously this experience would, build on in the future, and we'll learn a lot from it.
Yeah, I think they came out with a good plan, and we just didn't tackle well enough. They did a good job kind of winding it back and bouncing it. So, we just got to be better about that.
So Sean was just talking about how you got to just fuel you going into the offseason this year. How do you do that kind of collectively as you head into the offseason?
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy. It's obviously we didn't get the job done, and it's things right now. But I'm sure probably by next Saturday, Sunday, whenever the next playoff game is, it's really going to kind of sit in and get the fire going when you watch other teams play. So, it sucks, but you got to get back on the horse.
I think you guys are within 3 at halftime. Was it just sort of a reminder of just how kind of the margins small when you're playing a team like this?
Yeah, I think that was kind of that's playoff ball. Is any little mistake could just make or break the game. It's not like the regular season, and you know, it's tough when you got a young team to kind of relay that, but you know, it's kind of a little bit of a deal of like trial by fire. So, you know, you got 53 plus in there that now know what it is, and you know, hopefully that you know, that leads to some future success.
Can you get excited about kind of the idea that these younger players did learn here? You had a rookie quarterback, you had salary cap constraints, and still able to win 10 games and make a run to the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. I mean, I don't know. It's I get that what the expectations were, but if you look at the season, I mean, there were definitely some ones that you kind of want back and some moments you want back. So, again, you, like, kind of everybody keeps on saying, like, oh, like, it's great that they're in the dance. But at the end of the day, like, you know, we know who we are, and, you know, we probably should, you know, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but it's true. So, you know, it's, you just got to kind of take that going forward. It's, you know, so.
It's like the 4th and 1 play where Allen threw it, goes rolling inbounds, to the back end. Just how much of a turning point did that feel like it was in the game?
Which one?
The touchdown on 4th and 1 where he.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of opened the floodgates because, yeah, it was still close, but then kind of then, you know, whenever it was late in the 3rd, early in the 4th, you know, it's tough. But, yeah, we just got to keep on pressing and, you know, just got to settle it down after that.